Hey guys, welcome to HTF the Survival Store, and what are we calling this? Prepper Chat? Prepper Talk?
Chat.
Prepper.
Two knuckleheads.
Clutch, Coffee Clutch with Steve and Paul. I don't know what we're calling this yet, but we'll have to come up with a good name for it before we go to post.
Yeah, well, happy spring. This is the video where we made one video and now we're making another. This is the one I wanted to make first. But the one where we talked about the Manchester bombing was so time sensitive, we decided to go with that first. What it is I have not posted a video on my site in a while, and I've just been so darn busy. Heck, we've been busy. So I thought this would be a good way, because we always have these good conversations, is just to sit down and share it. I've been working a lot. It's springtime, and you know I'm knee deep in the garden, and already fighting weeds. And but I did find one tomato this morning, one baby tomato starting on the vine. I'm running chicks. I got Paul his first chicks. We can talk about that. And I've been doing a lot more teaching, which is cool because a lot of people have seen my stuff on sort of homestead defense. And I'm sort of rounding out that into a little battery of classes that I'm really enjoying teaching to people. So we've got a lot going on this spring, and heck, shows, and we did the show just 2 weeks ago, here in Iva, South Carolina. So it's close to home for us, and that was the Homestead and what was it called?
Homestead and Preparedness Gathering. Yeah.
We had fun. It was their first year, so it was a small group. We had a table there, HTF the Survival Store, and you know I was helping Paul, and we both also gave classes all weekends, which I enjoyed greatly. We got to meet a lot of great people. It was the first time I've met Engineer 775. Scott, yeah, really nice guy, heck of a nice guy, great conversation with him. He actually did the Sunday service there at the show, and it was just a good opportunity to you know exchange ideas with him and just have a little relaxing chit chat with him, and that was good. We met Aaron.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry, Aaron, it escaped me.
Sorry, Aaron.
We'll put it in the links.
Yeah.
Completely forgot the name you go by, but
we are going to put a link to her site in the comments. Aaron does a lot of stuff, and she's in a totally different situation because she's from coastal Virginia.
Yeah. And
she lives in a subdivision and stuff, so she does a lot more suburban prepper type stuff. She had some really interesting classes. Who else?
Well, we met. Well, Whack Outdoors is Scott Moore, who put on the event. So gotta mention him. This was like we said, the first time for the event. So there's a lot of learning involved in it. But Scott Moore does a lot with archery and things like that. He teaches people how to be an archer. I listened to one of his classes, and it was very interesting. He talks about, I've been doing archery skills all my life, and I still went off and paid thousands of dollars to go learn more.
Sure, absolutely.
A good point about learning never stops.
Yep. And there was Matt Serini he came all the way down from New York. Really interesting guy. He and I do a lot of stuff in common. In fact, we're going to have to hopefully connect with him and get him in on one of these chats. He did a really good, I got to sit on one of his getting home in emergency, and he discussed his plans and his wife's plans for you know how they are going to get home, and they've actually rehearsed their routes on foot and all these different things. Just a lot of good information. So that was fun. I had a good time out there. I look forward to next year.
It's a good weekend, yeah.
So let's talk about chickens. Now I got to start this story by saying that you know I said, Paul, you got to have chickens. You're a prepper. Chickens are so easy, and I'm just a recent, you know, I'm self-taught on all this homestead stuff, and I've only had chickens now for I guess about 4 years, 3, 4 years. And so Paul called me up about a year and a half ago, and he was like, all right, well, you know, I bought this chicken coop from Craigslist, and can you help me load it on the trailer? Yeah, sure. So I meet him at this place, and the chicken coop looks like a big dollhouse to me. You know? And you know, anybody that watches my channel has seen my chicken coop, and it looks like Sanford and Son, ramshackle, Beverly Hillbillies type of just whacked together. And this one that Paul got is like a dollhouse or something. So we load it up when we get it home, and a year goes by.
Well, I didn't have the stuff for giving my chickens a bath. So.
Yeah. You've got to bathe your chickens.
Yeah, that's what we were told when we were picking up the coop is
Yeah.
you'll really enjoy your chickens. You'll give them baths and blow dry their hair and feathers, whatever.
But so I finally forced it on him, and I got him some chickens. You know, went to Tractor Supply, and I just basically brought them into the shop. Here's your chickens. You know, you've got chickens now, and so how many? You got 2 strings.
Well,
right?
yeah, I got two. So of the 4 he gave me to get started, I didn't want to start big. I just wanted to you know, just kind of know I can keep them alive. Well, apparently I can't.
Well, your dog helped with
my
that.
lovely Rosie, Rosie the Red. She as soon as we got them out, you know, we had them into brooders, had them for a month, got them big enough for several weeks. Had them big enough to put them out in the chicken run and in the coop, and a couple of little things I didn't think about. The door, the screen door of the chicken run was a screen door.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop a dog that's already been through a screen once. Not going to stop him. So within about 30 seconds, she'd had 2 of them dead. So, so two of those first 4 are still around. So.
Wow. And then we got string number 2.
Yeah.
Which I got 6 and you got
6.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got 8 now.
Okay.
All roosters.
No, let's hope not. Yeah. So I went on to get a 3rd string, and I've lost. All of the first string survived, and they're Rhode Island Reds, and the 2nd string was a mixed batch, and I got 6, and I've got 4 left. 3rd string, 6 and 4 left. So, you know, I've had some losses this spring, but the rest seem healthy, and they're coming along pretty good. So I've already integrated the oldest with my full-grown chickens. So they're about 2/3 size right now. So yeah, but I don't expect us to get eggs from them until about maybe August.
Are you still getting eggs from your original ones?
Oh yeah. I have 3 hens left that are, you know, older, and they're still giving me eggs. I think out of that first crew, I think I've got 2 hens. That's what it's starting to look like.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we'll even it out, because I'm going to teach Paul how to kill and, you know, butcher and process a chicken. Because what I do every year is I'll get a new batch from Tractor Supply, and with the excess roosters, they get and put in the freezer. So what we'll do is, hopefully I've got a lot of hens, and I'll make sure Paul has enough hens if I have to give him one or whatever, and then we'll go ahead and have a kill the rooster day and sort that out. So, new skill.
Look forward to it. Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Josh, we got to shout out and say congratulations to a friend of ours, Josh, who's a local guy.
Events, yeah.
Yep, comes to some of our events. He's a friend, and he's also a great thinker, a great writer. And he won. You want to tell him about the contest?
Yeah, there's a contest online. He emailed me, and I think it's tied in with Angry American, A-American. I'm not positive about that. I've got linked, and we'll put the link to these.
And it's through Rawls.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Let's see, Rawls. Sorry, not A-American.
Yeah, who does a contest, I guess annually.
I know, it's actually ongoing, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a good prize package, too. If you got an idea for an article,
yeah. And what he does is he wrote an article on, gosh, I read the article fully, but at this time it just escapes me what it was.
I've got a bookmark, so I haven't read them yet.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, it was a great article, and there were other great articles on the site, good stuff for preppers, and he actually won the contest with that.
Yeah.
So we'll put links on that, and I'd encourage you to check it out, because it's good stuff.
And I tell you, it's such great stuff that I don't expect to see Josh in here for at least a year.
Yeah, he won't need any prepper supplies.
Yeah, he's got better stuff than I do, that's for sure.
Yeah. So how about your garden this spring?
Garden's so good. It's felt like I had a late start, but I know I was starting earlier, but my tomatoes aren't even close to what yours are. My tomatoes are only about that big. Cucumbers coming through good. Radishes were first thing out. We started pulling radishes within a week. Almost felt like of planting. Yeah, it's been good. Beans, I got a ton of beans growing. My corn though, once again, I'm behind the 8 ball with corn. 2 years ago, if you saw my video on the corn, 2 years ago I had probably a 1/4 acre of corn, and we're still eating some of that corn. Last year, it just got mowed down. Something's getting in there and pulling the corn up, and
you thought it was a worm at first.
Yeah, I thought it was the cutworm. Yeah, thought it was cutworms. But I'm now leaning more to something actually getting in there and pulling out. If it's a bird or squirrels running around pulling my corn up or not. But yeah, I doubled down last year. I wanted even more corn, and I got nothing last year.
Wow.
And it was such a dry year last year too. You can't tell behind us right now, but we've had about 3 days of continuous rain, so it's great for the gardens.
I don't know where we are because we were in a drought, and honestly, I think for the year we're ahead of the game right now. I really think we are, so that's good stuff.
I kayaked the other day, and there was a wake zone buoy, and it was about 13 feet up in the air.
Wow. I'm skipping corn this year. I just doing it on my own. Golly, it's so much, and already the weeds are just gardening here. And somebody, a friend of mine from Texas, said, "Well, why are you doing it this way or that way?" And if you're from a drier climate, you might not understand that a big part of gardening is beating back the jungle here, is keeping it pushed back, and it's a constant fight.
Yeah.
And this is, honeysuckle like crazy. This is honeysuckle I love, but it's this horrible weed here that just sort of encroaches on everything, and these thorny bushes, etc. So I skipped corn this year. Leave that alone. I'm trying a couple of different things. I've got, all right, let me give you the list. I've got some rosemary planted, some new rosemary, and some basil, onions, tomatoes, and I started my tomatoes. I actually failed. I planted 2 tomatoes because we had a warm February. I was planting tomatoes in February, and that first 2 bushes got killed by frost. And then bam, the very next week I had 2 more in there. So I did get an early start regardless. And so I've got some Eaton tomatoes. They're like German Queen or something. I hadn't tried them before. And then I've got some paste tomatoes that are like San Martino or San Bernardino. I don't know, something. And these look more like a Roma tomato. And what I want to try with them, I want to try freezing some of them. I want to try drying some and then packing them in olive oil. Just some different things. I've got leeks. I've got carrots. Of course, kale, lettuce, cabbage, cucumber, zucchini, yellow squash, spaghetti squash, okra, and Brussels sprouts. Yeah. But what I did different this year, and I'm going to have to do another video to show this stuff, and I need to hurry it up because I like to do a garden video before the weeds take over, because I'm a terrible weeder. But I've taken this old futon, and some of you that have watched my videos know that I took pieces of this futon and made an awesome dog bed. Well, now I've got the long pieces, like the part that you sit on and the back part, and these are sort of like the bottom of a bed or something. and I've set those up at an angle like this on poles and wired it together. And I'm trying to make my squash go upward, climb up it.
Towers, yep.
Yeah, and go like that. Oh, I got beans planted too. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll give you a report on that.
I tried to do the Three Sisters this year, and that didn't work because the corn got pulled out. But if you're not familiar with the Three Sisters, it's corn, beans, and squash. But I don't like squash, so I was going to do cucumbers instead. But you grow the corn, you plant the corn first, and and the way they did it, apparently the Indians did it, was they did it in a round circle. You do the corn, and then you do the beans a week later, and then after that starts growing, then you do the viney, the cucumbers or squash. And so the beans, the corn gives the beans a place to grow. The beans give the corn nutrition, and then the cucumber or the squash gives it all shade. So I really want to try this. I thought it would be really cool to grow those together.
I have to read about that. I might try that next year, because it does make sense. And I had some, gosh, 2 years ago, I had a really bad rainstorm right after my corn started coming up, and it was so bad that it started washing away the rows, and the corn was just sort of falling. And if I had had that squash over it, it would have protected it. So that's, and heck, I get a lot of weeds growing out there anyway, so maybe it would help keep them down by having those shaded spots.
Something else that I did Monday that I didn't tell you about was I've got these big, what they call tri-walls for shipping, for a deal that we did with backpacks.
Okay.
And it's basically a big skid size container.
Yeah.
And the bottom and the top are plastic, and you've got a lip, and you've got a place where the cardboard fits down into. Well, I cut the cardboard in half.
Okay.
So I've got two big planting containers. They're like above ground. So think about an item that's a planting container that's about the skid size.
Yeah.
So what is that? So 4 by 5.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 of these, and I'm gonna put potatoes in these.
Yeah.
And see how many potatoes I can get grown here. So I'm not too late for that. Potatoes will grow here anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else we want to talk about, or we kind of need to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you like this concept, please let us know, and if there's anything that you want us to address, heck, send us a message, because we talk like this all the darn time. So why not put it on camera? And yeah, maybe you won't care for it, but I know that when we bring up our conversations to our friends, they want to hear all about it. So here, you got the inside scoop, all right?
Well, it's always one of those things. Hey, Steve, did you? Oh,
did you hear this? Did you?
Yeah. So
anyway.
it gives us an outlet.
So 2 knuckleheads chatting about prepping, anyway, whatever you want to call it.
Title.
Yeah. Thanks for your time. Stay safe.
Bye, guys.